Welcome to the Real Estate Wisdom Podcast, episode number 12. Today, we have a special guest, Mr. Anil Sud, with over 40 years of global experience in after sales and sales operation. Anil has built long-lasting bonds through his work ethic, honesty, and transparency. In the Canadian insurance industry since 2014, Anil holds licenses in property and casualty as well as life insurance. He emphasizes the importance of gathering relevant information and comparing multiple quotes to ensure clients make informed decisions. Anil's deep knowledge spans various insurance sectors, including auto, home, commercial, liability, life, and travel insurance. So let's hear from him some insights about insurance sector. So welcome, Anilji, to our podcast.
Thank you very much, and good morning to you.
Good morning, and I really appreciate that. It's you look very nice today. You always look nice, but today even like extra nice. I know you know that, and people going to watch on YouTube. But I think like your smile is enough. You're always smiling. You're always helpful, and that's what I admire about you. And again, like a thank you for coming and sharing some insight. So I'll just dive into the questions right away. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I know you were thinking that is going to be like the question paper kind of thing, and but that's not what it is. Like you already have so much experience, and I'm just looking some information for our viewers, okay, and listeners actually. All right. So let's dive into the questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I know you're always ready. So what are the key factors homeowners should consider when selecting home insurance?
Yeah, home insurance is very important for everyone.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's not mandatory.
Okay.
Because if you have your own home, it's all paid off.
Right.
No one will ask you whether you have insurance or no insurance.
Okay.
So, but you should always have it, because when that difficult time comes, it is very helpful. So you should have home insurance irrespective of whether it's required by the mortgagee
Right.
or not required by.
Okay. Okay.
So more specific, talking about the coverages,
Right.
people should be able to find out that it's very important. Premium is not everything.
Right.
You should have proper coverage. That's equally important.
Right.
First of all, the cost of your dwelling,
Exactly.
the home you are owning,
Right.
how much is the cost of that?
Right.
Suppose it is costing 1 million and you have the coverage for 500,000.
Right.
So from where the other 500,000 will come?
Exactly.
So you need to look into that.
So your advice is basically like, for example, like these days houses constructed and people bought it for $1 million, let's say, and but the cost of building that is around 600,000 because builder put their, their charges, development charges, and all that stuff plus their profit. So in that case, also like we cover for 1 million, or we should cover for 600.
In fact, there is a system software, like everything is working on that now.
Okay.
When you are making an insurance, you should give sufficient information to the broker, whosoever is gathering the information.
Okay.
He will put the data in the system.
Okay.
And it's automatically calculated based on the material used, based on the labor charges.
Right.
And you cannot compare the prices which builder is giving, because
Right.
he's making in bulk.
Correct.
He's knowing from where to get what.
That's right.
But when you are building your single home, the prices will different.
Oh, for sure.
Contractors are different.
Yeah.
So the prices given by them are totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have found the practice
Right.
that you are buying a home for 1 million,
Right.
but when you just take the evaluation, you find it's 1.4, 1.3.
Right. That's right.
Because when you are going to go to reconstruct, it's going to be much more expensive.
Oh, for sure. Like, and definitely the cost of construction's gone so high these days. I know some of the builders and also people who decided to make custom housing. Before it's used to be you can $250 to $300 per square feet. Now it's gone to $550 to $600, depending upon what kind of material you're putting in, what kind of upgrades and everything. And like you rightly said, like because when you're doing with builder, they're doing in bulk. They have the contractors coming in, so the cost of them is because they're doing it in bulk is way less compared to what you go and make an individual house, right? And on top of that, it's the warranty and everything which you go on top of that. So that's also consider that too. So great insight. That's what should be people look into that. I know when people consider housing, one thing they all forget about it on home insurance, which can cover as well. It's about and the content, right? What content they have.
Yeah, you're right. In
Right.
fact, that is automatically coming with
Right.
the cost of the home.
Right.
That is calculated. What should be the cost of the contents or the property, personal property they call it.
Right. Right.
So that coverage is coming.
Right.
Or when you are taking a rental insurance
Right.
or tenant insurance, what you call it,
Right.
then you have to specify.
Mm.
There are limits by different insurance companies. Mostly they insist it should be 25,000, 30,000. That is a minimal.
Right.
But you can ask for more if
Right.
the stuff is more. But it's very, very handy
Right.
when actually disaster happens.
Right.
But the percentage of disaster is less, but when it happens, it break you.
Right.
So you have to be careful on that front.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's probably on the list as well, but the one of the main consideration, sometime when you go and claim for insurance, then you find out things which are not covered. For example, basement and water damage, if it's got filled with water and stuff. Do we have to do all the companies do that, or selective ones they do that, or they don't?
In fact, that's what we call in insurance industry appetizer of the individual company.
Okay.
Some companies comfortable doing particular property, other maybe not.
Okay.
Some are even giving decline, others are quoting different prices. That's why you get different prices in the market when you go.
Yeah.
But exclusions are always there
Right.
in all kind of insurance, whether
Right.
it's life insurance, whether home, auto.
Right.
So it's very, very important for us when we are
To
getting
read
the
between the lines.
read between the lines and ask questions.
And that's right.
Actually, people take it because it's a compulsion. Like your mortgage is saying you have to do it, so you are doing it.
Right.
As if you are helping him.
Right.
But you are helping yourself by doing all such
Mm.
information, gathering of the information. That's
Right.
very, very important.
Right. Right.
So we have to be careful, read the fine prints, ask questions to see exclusions, see limitations.
Right.
When talking about limitations, like maybe you are asking in the future questions as well, but I just want to give you an insight. Like you have contents value of 250,000 in your home.
Right.
Like that is the coverage for the contents.
Right.
But tomorrow if something happen
Mm.
and you say I was having the electronic equipments of 200,000.
Right.
So when you go to insurance company, they will say, no, we have the limit. It is only 10,000.
Mm.
So from where 190,000 is going to come?
Right.
So that's very important. You should see the limits. And insurance company is giving you advantage of adding those things. Like if you have
Right.
more risk, you pay more and get it added before that damage happen.
Right.
But if some people are coming to us, oh, that happened now, can I just add that?
Right.
That's impossible.
No, you cannot. You cannot add that. And the one thing, a lot of people don't consider, because they're always looking at the good time, but what the worst scenario can happen, right? And sometime also, I know it happens in our neighborhood in North Oakville before COVID, I believe. And they were doing something in the basement with fire. And fire caught up, and it's burned down the complete home. Thankfully, everybody was safe, but I think the insurance company get out how the fire happened, right? Because they have to do that investigation. They get the firefighter report, and they come the police report and all that stuff, and that they look into that. What was the cause of that? And if it was the fault of the owner, then also coverage get declined. Right? Then you have to be careful about how that thing is happening. And most of them, I know. What are the main causes of the fire that happen in houses these days?
The main cause is most of the time is you are not taking care. Like hot plate is there,
Right.
and you forget to
Electrical.
shut it off. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Mostly electrical.
Very, very electrical.
Yeah.
That is the main cause. And some places they pray
Left the
and then keep the
candle out.
lamp open, candle,
Candle
yeah,
on.
and they left the home because everyone is hurry in Canada.
Right,
They are
right.
not staying there whole time, so they will take care of that.
That's right. That's right.
So that has to be very careful all the time on that. That when they are lighting the what you call that candle or
Right.
whatsoever it is, they have to make it sure before leaving the home.
Yeah.
Nothing should be on.
And we are living in the matchboxes, right?
Yeah,
So
that's there.
in terms of like not matchboxes, like that small kind of like,
And
forget
one
the
more
condo.
thing I just want to bring to your notice here,
Yeah.
which is most of the time people take it very casually just to reduce the premiums.
Yes.
They will give you false disclosures.
Mm.
Like they will say, okay, I have the fire alarm, I have this
Security alarm.
security alarm and things like that. Because then premium is coming down.
Yeah.
But when the damage happen, when the inspector is coming, insurance company doing the survey,
Right.
first of all, before starting the investigation,
Right.
they will check the warranties. That is
Correct.
called warranties.
Right.
That you have insured the company, this is there, that is there.
Right.
And if they are finding alarm system is not there,
Mm.
safety valve is not there
Right.
for sewer backup,
Right.
then they can straight away decline the claim.
For sure.
And you have no way to argue for that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be very careful when you are giving the information.
Right.
That should be correct. And if you are not sure about something,
Right.
check and then the information should be provided to the
Right, right, and that's why it's important to have the broker or consultant like you who can guide them. But a lot of time people think that way, that insurance broker, mortgage broker, realtors, they all just want to make money, and that's it, and they want to sell things. At the same time, depending upon person to person, because not all the insurance brokers are same, not all the mortgage brokers are same, and not all the realtors are same. So finding that, when you're providing that information, I know how much time you spend, even you're not making a lot of commission on that, but how much time you spend in explaining those people, like, okay, these are the things which might consider. Okay. It's not like, you're trying to sell them, but also finding out their needs, what their needs are, right?
That's important.
Right. That's a very important part. So coming back to second question, can you explain the difference between mortgage insurance and home insurance? I know when you go and take the mortgage these days, they ask for you should have the mortgage insurance. Why one should take mortgage insurance, or why should somebody take home insurance?
See, there are a lot of misconceptions when you talk about the home
Right.
insurance.
Right.
And some people are under the impression if they are taking mortgage insurance, everything is done.
Mm.
Like they no need to make any other arrangements.
Right.
But basically, this is directly covering the lien holders,
Mm.
the institutions who are giving you finance.
Right.
We talk about the mortgage insurance.
Correct.
And it is more applicable when you have less than 20% down payment.
Mm.
So if the payment is less, bank or institution is not interested to take the risk.
Correct. That's
So
why
that
the
is giving them-
CMSC. Yeah.
CMHC is very important.
Right.
I understand that
Yeah.
CMHC is Canada
Canada Mortgage
Mortgage
Housing Corporation. Yeah.
Housing Corporation.
Yeah.
That insurance, there people are referring that.
Right.
But that is covering the interest of the lien holders directly.
Correct.
It's not giving you any straight benefits.
No.
Though we may be discussing in future, like
Right.
in the coming questions,
Right.
that what are the benefits to the homeowners for that,
Right. Right. For sure.
for the mortgage insurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here, talking about the mortgage insurance, it is helping straight away to lien holders.
Right,
They
right.
are more open to finance here.
No, I appreciate that. It's a very concise answer, because that's what it's covering and that's what it is. And the questions, have it. There's a lot of confusion out there about finding out what covers, what doesn't cover. So, what are some common misconceptions people have about home insurance?
First of all, we discussed over the home insurance thing, they think that once it's the mortgage insurance, it's the jingalala thing.
Right.
So everything is done like home insurance.
I love that
life
word,
insurance.
jingalala.
Yeah. So home insurance is home insurance.
Yeah.
It is not giving you any protection
Right.
as far as the life is concerned. It
Right.
is not giving you any protection for the mortgage is concerned.
Mm.
Mortgage insurance.
Mm.
So one of the thing that you have to be very careful that you still to have
Mm.
home insurance. Though
Right.
institutions will not finance you if you're not providing the certificate of insurance.
Right.
So you are hardly going to miss it, but you should know it.
Mm.
That's one of the main misconceptions people are carrying.
Right.
Then they think if they have the standard home insurance,
Right.
uh, can I repeat it?
Sure.
Yeah. So in case they are buying the standard home insurance, everything is covered in that.
Mm.
Like we discussed before,
Right.
they should see the finer points.
Right.
They should see the exclusions.
Mm.
When you talk standard home insurance, optional things are not given any coverage on that.
Right.
Like floods,
Right.
like earthquake,
Mm.
like storms, those are not covered in that.
Mm.
So you have to take separate endorsement for that,
Right.
add into the policy.
Yes.
It can be done,
Yeah.
but at a cost.
Yeah.
Then they think that everything, all property inside the home, their personal belongings are covered
Right.
because they have home insurance.
Right. No, it's not.
There are limitations,
Yeah.
policy limits they call it. Like most of the company for electronics, for computers,
Right.
for your jewelry have limit of coverage,
Right.
and most of the time it is not going beyond 10,000.
Mm.
But if you go to buy jewelry, how much you get in 10,000? Nothing. It's
That's right.
50,000, 60,000, maybe more than
That's
that.
right. That's right.
So you have to disclose it when you are buying the insurance.
Mm.
Let the broker know. Let
Yeah.
him put that separate endorsement that this coverage needs.
Yeah, maybe a good idea to provide them the receipts like what you bought and that, right? That's in that way giving the valuation at that time and what's happening right now, because just like gold price has gone up, right? So things can change. Giving example like what you said, you truly said, because I have experienced those ones, not even with my clients, but myself, like an experience that a couple years ago, what happened is right under my main washroom ensuite, the pipe came off and it got all my kitchen ceiling. And it's like, what happened? So I called the restoration company, like insurance company, right away. They send the restoration guy and they look into that, like, what was causing it. And then come out, like, because what is covered, what is not covered. And that I find out, okay, certain type of plumbing is not covered. Plumbing is not covered, right? And so fixation was like a not big deal because there's only $250 something to fix that pipe. But what the other damage is done, that was covered. But they're trying to find out like how that damage happened. So they did the proper investigation. When they find out like this is the the material defect or something like that, and then they're able to do that. It's a long process, unfortunately. But they, some of the companies are, I can name you the company. I do the Aviva Royal RBC, and it was a good response from them. So depending upon finding out what covered, because most of the time we don't consider those things. We just get and say, yeah, I need a home insurance, or I need the tenant liability insurance, and I get the cheapest one I can get. Even on there, like some of the WhatsApp group, I get those questions. Can you send me like some insurance guy who can provide us like cheap quotes and stuff like that? And I was like, really? That's what you're doing? You're covering something. Why are you covering that, right? So even like it's better not to do it than if you right. And sometimes,
but they are not doing it for themselves. They are doing it for the mortgage.
yeah,
That's the thing. Here, I just want to bring to your notice, which
Right.
I think we should not miss that point. That's very important.
right,
Is optional coverages.
okay,
Just for your information, because you are discussing about the water coverages.
right,
So these are optional.
okay,
So people are not taking it because they are saving few $100 or maybe few dollars in some cases,
right,
not even 100.
okay,
But that is affecting when the actual damage happen.
right,
So please see your document closely, see the code very clearly,
right.
that what is covered, what is not covered.
Mm.
So you have to ask for the water coverages,
Mm.
because sometime I will not say that all are giving same kind of quotes.
Right,
So maybe the appetizer of the company important, but at the same time, how good your broker is,
right,
whether he is diligent to you,
yeah,
trying to help you, or trying to take your business.
correct.
These are two different things.
That's hard to decide.
That-
Some are sweet talker,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And they-
so you see whether you have proper coverage,
That's
especially
right,
water
yeah.
coverage. Terrorism is not covered in that.
Mm.
So maybe your area is in that vicinity
Yeah.
where kind of crimes are happening.
Right.
So you need to have coverage for that.
Right.
You need to have coverage for the risk management. Like if you are situated in a location where wildfire is happening,
Right.
that is important.
Right.
Floods are coming more often than not.
Yeah, this year like
Storms are there.
so many wildfires happen. Like unfortunately not in our area, but like it's
Yeah, so you need to ask those questions to the
Yeah.
broker. Is it covered or not?
Mm,
It's not necessary that broker is knowing all the information right away, because all companies having different appetite. I told you.
correct.
But he can definitely confirm back to you.
Right.
So have some patience.
Yeah.
Don't discard him because he's not knowing it.
Yeah.
At
yeah.
the same time, more important is that you should get the right information.
Oh, for sure, absolutely, and also I know like in some of the areas, some of the cities or towns, especially the older area. I know like in Hamilton, somehow the houses like insurance doesn't cover that because they have either the old wiring in there, and all that kind of stuff happen, like which need to be rectified before they do the insurance on those ones, because it's not up to the current standard, first of all, and second of all, it's not safe to use current equipments, what we use, appliances and stuff in our houses as well. So how the companies identify that? Like they already mark those areas or locations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the companies have decided the things based on the different zones, based on their claim experience.
Right.
Claim experience is how much they're paying for the insurance.
Right.
So if they have more claims on a particular location, same happen with auto insurance. You have
Yes.
prices are different.
As soon I get the auto insurance, I come to my mind is Brampton. But that's not true. Like it gets over sometimes and go lower sometimes, depending upon how they contract.
It happens the claim experience of the insurance company.
That's right.
That's why one company is giving a lower quote because they have lower number of claims there.
Yeah.
Other companies giving the same address, higher quote because they have more claim experience there.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
very important.
Yeah, and that right now is happening in the auto theft a
And
lot.
coming to your main point, which
Right.
you are asking, is very, very important.
Mm.
Like when you go to regular market,
Mm.
regular market means like just you named Aviva,
Right.
Intact,
Mhm.
Babanisa,
Mhm.
Travelers,
Mm.
the big companies which are
Right.
on regular market, they give better pricing. They give you monthly plan.
Mm.
They also want to have the latest kind of updates in your property.
Right.
Like questions they ask
Mm.
that when last time you updated your heating
Windows.
system?
Yeah. Heating
When
system.
last time you updated your roof?
Right.
When last time you updated your electrical?
Right.
When the updates were done on the plumbing?
Mm.
And they prefer to have at this time copper or maybe the latest technology material.
That's
coming.
right. Yeah.
They don't want to do it when you have aluminum wiring.
Right. Yeah.
They don't want to do the insurance when you have a fuse system. That's
Right.
why they're in the previous times.
Yeah, the biggest one, like, when I started my career, it's come to out, like, we were fortunate enough that we had the manager broker over here, and her husband, like, do the high-tech plumbing a lot. High-tech plumbing, not a lot of people know, is kind of the pipe, like, which was, I think it was gone into 2000, and it was like 2007, the construction they used. They got the lawsuit about like $2 million or something. And it's become a stigma. It's not like, totally unsafe, but it's risk, it's chances. So a lot of houses, like they had that, and the high-tech plumbing removing that. And some of the insurance companies, they don't do the insurance if they have the high-tech plumbing on that. So for more about that, like, keep watching us. We have in a couple of weeks, we have the plumbing company coming over here, Elizabeth and Rod, and they're going to discuss a lot about like the plumbing and problems it can create and what you can do to secure yourself. So all about like a real estate wisdom. And right now we're doing it with Mr. Anil Sud about home insurance and tenant liability insurance. I know we talk about the tenant liability insurance, but before I go over there, I want to know in home insurance also, there's a liability insurance part as well. Like, for example, like slip and fall. If somebody's coming in your property and that they can slip and fall,
They can sue you.
they can
all the
sue
time.
us, right? Is that automatically covered in our home insurance, or we have to take it extra?
In fact, most of all insurance policies they
Right.
have liability coverage,
Okay.
but it depends what kind of risk you are involved in.
Right.
So mostly it is 1 million people are taking for that, because when such kind of claims are coming, it's very high value, not
Right.
that few thousand.
Yeah.
It's come sometime in millions.
Correct.
So it's very important that you have the liability insurance, and you need to check what is the limit for that, because as I informed you,
Right.
in insurance nothing is unlimited.
Yeah.
Everything comes within the policy limit.
Policy limit.
Nothing goes beyond that.
Right. And that's why, sometimes the deductibles are there, how much the minimum you have to pay from your pocket. And sometimes when you don't take a deductibles, then it's a higher price as well. Right. So,
In fact, here I want to bring one very important thing to you.
yeah.
Some brokers or some insurance companies, just to attract the clients,
Right.
they give the same premium with the lower deductible.
Oh, okay.
But people forget that they are buying the insurance, but if one claim happens, they will straight away throw them out. So you need to take a deductible,
Right.
even if they are keeping you,
Right.
which is not going to increase your premium in future.
Right.
Because I have a recent example.
Mm.
One of my client,
Mm.
he is from Windsor area, right?
Mm.
So he had some claim which was 16,000, and he has to claim that.
Right.
But then his prices have suddenly gone up. He's finding it difficult.
Right.
But nobody is thinking on those points when they are,
Increasing the premium. Once you make the claim, the premium gets
buying the
increased,
insurance.
yes.
They only think, monthly.
Right.
Because I've seen the cases where I'm quoting someone home insurance, for example, $100.
Right.
And Vishal is offering $95.
Right.
So they will go to Vishal straight away,
Yeah.
without knowing what Anil will offer and what Vishal is offering.
Yeah, so in order to say that there's no one size fits all kind of thing, it's depending upon type of property, type of coverage you might need to protect yourself, like a liability and stuff. And considering those, natural calamities can happen, right? Any accidents can happen. So once you're covered, I know it looks like a lot of amount we're giving away for nothing, but it's less than what it's going to when that happens, right? So if you're going to make a claim and then suddenly you're not covered, you end up paying that money anyway. So
If you allow, I want to add one point.
Yeah.
So when you are selecting the deductibles,
Right.
that's obviously reducing your premium.
Right.
It's all the time when you increase the deductible,
Right.
your premium comes down.
Mm.
So you should select the limit which is affordable.
Right.
Like in case damage happen tomorrow,
Yeah.
you should not feel the pinch in
Right.
your pocket.
That's right.
You should be able to get 2,500. I think is most appropriate for that matter.
Mm.
It will give you better premium.
Mm.
And at the same time, you will not have urge for the claiming small things like you were giving the example that, pipe burst and the damage happened.
Right.
So if something is 2,000 within 2,500, it's better to do it yourself than
Then rather
involving
do
the
it.
insurance company.
Correct.
So try to take the insurance which is having proper deductible, not very low, because now it's $500.
Yeah.
So if something $2,500, you immediately rush to the insurance company.
Oh, it happened with me. I know. When I came to Canada, I had bought the brand new Honda Civic, and it was on the parking lot, and somebody came in and scratched my door, and it was only a month old or something, or maybe a couple months old, and I got panicked and said, "Oh my God, my brand new car." And first thing I did, call the insurance company and then do it, and they have to replace the door. They cannot match the paint, because they go to a dealer and all that stuff. And soon I find out, after that done, my premium got increased.
Yeah.
And it even was not at fault, but because I didn't follow the proper process. I should have reported police first. I get the police report and all that stuff. Then you have to go through. So they take every excuse not to increase. They did cover it. It cost me $1,000, $1,500, something like that. But then I was looking to that a deductible, that kind of stuff. Probably I could have done it, outside without paying more premium. I think it was a couple $100, if $500, $600 something.
Having a claim,
Yeah.
that stays in your record for a number of
For
years.
it. Yeah.
7 years. maybe.
Yeah.
So you are going to pay from your nose for next 7 years
Mm.
for making a claim.
Mm.
So you should see whether it's worthy to claim
Right.
or you can afford it. Like if it is 200, 2000, or I will say even 5,000 stuff,
Right.
try to fix it yourself.
Right.
Don't just rush to the company.
Mm.
People are getting panic and rushing it there.
Right.
So it's only cleaning of the water,
Right.
and maybe they are
Restoration. Yeah.
$200 and getting it done.
Right.
Restoration.
Yeah.
But they all the time, oh, now it happened. I've seen people, they're calling me panic.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's too much of damage and this. And ultimately, insurance company paying only $1,000,
Yeah.
$5,000.
Yeah.
But that claim is added to their policy and it's troubling to them always.
No, that's true, and that's thing not knowing the stuff. Like we only know like what we know. We don't know what we don't know, right? So having that information, like what can happen, and educating people about that, I think like that's what I look into. What I learned from my experience and from my clients' experience, and share it with the other people, like as a real estate wisdom, because it's all about having wisdom and then using that wisdom to safeguard ourselves.
I want to add one more information to
Yeah.
all the listeners.
He had like a lot of one more. Okay, so just watch for it. Yes.
When you say liability insurance,
Yes,
it's not limited to your home only.
that's right.
Like you are going out, you are in
Yes.
the park,
Mm.
and like in a cycle,
Right.
you hit the other car,
Right.
and it's your fault.
Mm.
So from where the money will come?
Right.
Have you thought of that?
No.
That is coming from your home insurance.
Oh,
It's
really?
coming in the liability because you have damaged the other car. Because it's your fault.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You are
Yeah.
playing a golf.
Aye.
You have made a shot and that hits some car going on the road.
Or somebody's head, right?
Whatsoever it is. Yeah, liability. Yeah.
That's right. It is liability.
That damage is damage.
Yeah,
Who
that's
will
right.
pay for that?
Yeah.
Not the golf course.
No.
That is covered by your
Yeah.
home insurance liability. You
Yeah.
are doing whatsoever outside your home. That is
Right.
all covered in that liability.
Well, I didn't know that. Like, this is something I learned new today. But on that same point, I want to ask one more thing.
Go ahead.
People come, the contractors, handymans, all those people come over here to fix things like window, eavesdrop, roof, your driveway, everything. And a lot of time, like again, people ask for that, what they cost. The one thing that they forget about that, do they have the coverage, insurance coverage, as a contractor? People who bringing in, are they insured or not? Electrician, right? Plumbers, all of them, they all are on risk, right? But also I know there's a homeowner's responsibility. If somebody's coming over there, that they're liable for. If accident happened, that roofer, if it fell off from their roof on your driveway, who is responsible for that?
In fact, first of all, contractors should have their own insurance. But when you talk small handyman,
Correct.
they cannot afford that and they are not having knowledge to have that.
That's right. Yeah.
So obviously, someone has to pay.
Yes.
So it will be paid by your home insurance. So for that, it's very important.
Yes.
And its liability, I told you, it's not few $100s. It's
Right.
not few $1,000s.
Right.
It may be few $1 million.
Correct.
Minimum 1 million.
Right.
So you should have coverage for that.
And that's like people don't consider, because everybody wants to save money and then say cheapest handyman I can get, because I just want to get fixed that eavesdrop on my roof, and it shouldn't cost me that much. And these days, like a labor has gone up, right? So $100 for somebody's coming and just looking into that, and after the cost of the material and everything, plus they also putting their ladder and stuff going up there and fixing it. It's a lot of risk.
Yeah, it's
And the one thing, like, is always, like, people ignore is the safety.
yeah. Safety is the last priority for most of the people.
Yeah.
And
Money is the first. How much they can save.
but when the bad time comes,
Right.
then
They will save some.
start running here and
They
there.
will save some couple $100, and then they can watch 2 movies.
Then they start blaming other people that you have not guided me.
Right.
I have seen so many cases.
Right.
Though you are giving proper information, they will not do it.
Yes.
But when damage happens, they straight away start blaming you because they have been taught by some friends,
Right.
oh, you don't take anything on your head.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they forget that people keep record of that.
Right.
So it will be produced and they will get nothing. But at the same time, they are not done their job properly and then they're blaming others. It's not a good practice.
Right. Right. Well, the thing is, hiring a professional or listening to professionals, sometimes our friends and relatives are more professional than anybody else because they have done it. Just like, back in India, we used to say that everybody's a doctor. If you have the stomach ache, take this medicine. If you have headache, take this medicine. Even so much so that if you suffering from some critical illness, and people come and, oh, you remember that my aunt's uncle, they was having a similar issue and they took the medicine and it worked out perfectly fine. He's almost so. I know I love those advisors. Those consultants. Those come with the, and a lot of time it happens they're coming purchasing the house as well. They have those experiences which they do, which is sometimes useful, but that doesn't diminish the professional's opinion.
Of course.
And professional opinion about that, what's happening. Because based on that, like we said, like different type of insurance, different kind of things, one person experience based on their scenario,
Yeah, right.
not necessarily yours.
It's not universal.
Right? It's not universal. So, well, great chatting about, all that stuff, what people think, what's covered, what's not covered. Now, we talk about the mortgage insurance. Okay. The one thing which we didn't talk about is a home insurance only covers the home.
Yeah, you're right.
But if I lost for example, I lost my job, now I cannot pay, what kind of coverage I can get, which I can pay those mortgages?
There is no coverage as such because lost job, there is no insurance to my knowledge.
But it is like in the mortgage insurance, they will cover it for, don't have to pay until 6 months or so.
The holidays you can see.
Okay, you can do holidays. Yeah.
But if you have good credit history before,
Right.
That you are habitual offender,
Right.
then who will help you? So you can ask, that depends on the institution, not on the mortgage insurance.
Right. Right.
You can talk to your institution who has lended you money,
Right.
that this is the scenario and give me some holidays.
Right.
So maybe 1 or 2 months, but it will not stretch forever.
Right. There's a lot of insurance come from banks, like in the balance protector and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is different, but this kind of thing, to my knowledge, no.
Okay. Well, good to know. That's the things. But one
In
question.
fact, recently I got a call from one of the professional. He's an IT consultant here, doing very good job.
Right.
He told me, Anil, you do insurance? I told, yes, I
Yes,
do
I-
insurance. Because
yeah.
I did his life insurance.
Okay.
So do you have coverage for if someone is losing the job?
Mm.
And are you kidding?
Yes.
How it is possible?
Right.
No, I heard that some company is providing it. I told, I don't know. If you have any information, just share with me.
Right.
Because then, people will start scamming it. Like I will start working for Vishal and I will have understanding with Vishal, okay, you pay me the package of 200,000 and you kick me off after 6 months.
Mm.
So I will go to insurance company and claim the money.
Correct. Yeah.
So insurance company is not a kind of bank where you can go and withdraw the money.
Mm.
You have to deposit, then you can get it.
For sure.
That's very important.
Yeah.
So I think this kind of things are not that common.
Yeah. Even the bank doesn't give you free money because
course, it's
they
your money only.
need some collateral, right? So to give you some loan. When you're buying the house, and that's the collateral for your home because they have their liens on that, right?
Yeah.
And anything else, if you go and get the loan or they give you against something, it's not they just give you free money.
That's what I discussed. Like
Yeah.
down payment is less than 20%.
Right.
Have collateral.
Yeah, that's why the
Mortgage
CMSC have to
insurance
do.
is covering that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why they should take a risk with you?
For sure, any bank, why will too? Like insured mortgage and uninsured mortgages, that's what the buzz is, definitely, and that's changing as well. Even they're thinking of increasing it.
When you're talking about the mortgage, I just want to let you know,
Hmm.
there are some people who are going to lend the money from C-grade lenders,
Right.
B-grade lenders.
Right.
Regular market intact, Aviva is having hard time to accept those kind of,
Hmm.
what do you call that, properties
Right.
because they will refuse straight away or they will ask more details.
Mm.
Whether it's a registered, not that Vishal is lending money and they will cover it. No.
Right.
It has to be a registered mortgage, then only they give the money. So people should be taking care about that. Then people have two mortgages on a home.
Mm.
Again, hard time.
Mm.
So people like institutions, can we repeat it afterwards, right? So like institutions, they prefer to have one mortgage.
Right.
In few cases too, but they are looking still for the registered mortgage companies to lend the money.
Really?
Yeah, to provide you the insurance.
So having more than two mortgages can hinder getting the insurance.
Getting the insurance. Yeah, difficult.
Okay.
Though it's very small thing, like someone is paying you $1 million.
Yeah.
And insurance is few thousand or few $100.
Right. Right.
But if you're not having that certificate of few $100, you will not get 1 million.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
So you have to be careful while taking the decisions.
Okay. Well, there's a risk involved in everything. Coming at that, before I move to a tenant liability insurance, I know when you're getting the condo, most of the condo cover the building insurance, but landlords still have to take some insurance. Even the tenant got the liability insurance. Sometime it happens, sometime it doesn't. Can you explain a little bit more about?
Okay. So I will just bring a typical scenario to
Yeah.
like you are renting a condo,
Correct.
like you are a tenant there.
Right.
And your rent insurance company, what do you call that, your homeowner
Right.
who is owning that property
Right.
is not asking you to get a tenant insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, as a guest, I come to your home as a friend
Yeah.
and I slipped down and tripped.
Right.
Somehow, maybe small pain or something, I will be okay.
Right.
But if something serious happen,
Mm.
then who will provide that coverage? Who will provide the liability insurance? Because tenant insurance is not there.
Mm.
Homeowner or the property owner insurance will not cover him
Mm-hmm.
because it's already a tenanted property.
Right.
Condominium corporation is covering outside,
Correct.
not inside the unit.
Right. Right.
So where you will go?
Right.
So it's very important for you
Right.
to have your tenant insurance
Yeah.
because it is covering your liability. That's why sometimes it is called tenant liability insurance. People must be referring.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they clock their sink and it's dripped the water underneath the another apartment. And condo corporation say, like, that's not my responsibility because you did it through that. You're responsible for that and you end up paying that. Otherwise, the landlord will be paying it or you will be paying. I know it's a disputed thing happen, but because whoever is living there, like, they're usually responsible. In some cases, like, it's a landlord responsible as well. And that's why I think,
If
like,
that is not there, then landlord has to pay.
the landlord has to pay because they
That's
own
the
the property.
responsibility of the landlord to ensure that tenant insurance is there.
Correct. And that's why they will ask for the tenant insurance, that it's covered so they don't get into that trouble.
But that is not helping the property owner to escape from some other damages.
Right.
For that, he has to still take the rental dwelling insurance,
Oh, okay.
renting condo insurance.
But a lot of people don't do that.
Because they think that, condominium corporation is covering everything.
Correct.
Tenant insurance is there, so I am free.
Yeah, I don't have to do
So
anything.
still they have to do their own part.
Right.
And coming to again tenant insurance,
Right.
this liability is one part of that.
Yes.
The other part is your belongings, your
Contents.
property there,
Yeah, your contents. Yeah.
contents.
Yeah.
If fire takes place
Right.
or maybe some other burglary happened,
Right.
then something is stolen from there.
Mm-hmm.
Who will be covering that?
Correct.
Not the condominium corporation,
No.
nor the
Can I sue my
property owner.
landlord because...
No,
I'm just kidding.
that have to be your
just kidding.
own. Yeah, I know.
How
That
about
have
the
to-
condo corporation? Can I sue them because they allow somebody to come in from the
That
city?
is different chapter altogether.
That's right.
But at the same time, the insurance company
Yeah.
will not provide you that. It's not necessary that you have the same insurance company for your home insurance and for the condominium corporation.
Right.
Okay. And important than that, which is recently happened, I think in downtown, some condominium building, they got fire and the
Yeah.
houses like condos were evacuated
Right. Right.
for some time, few
Correct.
months.
Yeah.
So then additional living cost,
Correct.
who will pay that?
Right.
So that is also coming in that when you have the tenant insurance. So that is called additional living cost.
Living cost.
That is also covered in that.
Well, there's a lot of coverage and a lot of things which
Yeah,
can do
it's
that.
Every topic is unlimited for that
Oh, for
matter.
sure. And I'm related, but now coming to the point, like, where people can use your advice, and they always interested in saving money. So my question to you, can you provide me some tips for homeowners on how to save money on insurance premiums?
Yeah, there are a lot of tips. Like you keep on getting the calls because as a broker,
Yes.
I'm also getting call. People are taking the quotes, and we are obliged to give the quotes.
Right.
And you shop around. In other words, the common term used.
Right.
Shop around and try to see the best coverage and premium. Don't just go with one thing that premium is low,
Right.
coverage is good.
Correct.
You have to have the combination, but coverages are more important than premium.
Correct.
So you should shop around to buy the product.
Right.
That is very, very important. The second thing is you should have bundle the property and home insurance. So people are giving you bundle discount.
Bundle the property and home insurance, or
Like-
the auto, and you can do the home.
Yeah, you
not
say
home
sorry.
and auto as well.
Yeah. So you call home and auto.
Correct.
It's my mistake.
Yes. Yeah. No worries. No worries.
Yeah. So it's home and auto insurance. When you are bundle them out together,
That's right.
then the additional discount will come.
Yeah.
Then you can even have 2 cars, 3 cars in one policy
Right.
that you get multi-vehicle discount.
Right.
That is always there.
Okay.
Then you need to maintain good credit score. That is always helpful.
For sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
And some company they ask, okay, we want complete your annual payment together. They are finding soft check.
Yeah. That's right.
They are doing in the background, which even broker is not having knowledge.
Right.
Their software is
Yeah.
designed like that.
Right.
It's automatically taken into account. Then claims.
Right.
Your claim history is very, very important for that. Try to avoid the claims. It is helping you to reduce the cost. Then maintenance of your home. Like if you have a home after 15 years, 20 years, you need to see how the roof is.
Right.
You need to see how the furnace is.
Everything in the house, like I have the lifespan.
Yeah,
If it's
and
ending the lifespan.
safety.
Yeah.
Like, people are adding fire alarms, very important, burglar alarm. Then the house is prone to water damages. For that, they should have the safety valves. They call it sump pump
Yeah.
kit and
And
things like that.
that's the biggest thing about the fire alarm. Like, they make too much noise, and sometimes with cooking, especially when I see people who are on stove top and the alarm happens, first thing what they do is they pull out the battery, right? And so it doesn't make noise. Because
Then they forget.
yeah, then they forget about it, and then the real fire happen. Then they get in trouble,
Yeah.
right? They can get fined as well.
Fine is one thing, but they will not get the
damage.
coverage because I told you before,
Correct.
the insurance company is more interested to see whether you were following the warranties or no.
Right.
So you have given the warranty to them or guarantee to them that you are going to have smoke detectors.
Right.
Now it's missing.
Right.
So legally they can
Yes.
refuse it.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And that's a reminder for everyone, because the fall is coming and the daylight saving time is coming. There's a good time to protect yourself. Make sure you check batteries on your fire alarm. Make sure that your outside water, you shut it off, like valve, you shut it off. So all those things it's important. Watch our fall maintenance. We do the tips as well, and make yourself safe. That's most important thing, more than what premium you're going to pay. So, anything else you want to add today?
One thing I
Anything good
definitely want
advice,
to let the people know
Yes.
that take out the misconception,
Right.
especially mortgage insurance.
Right.
Mortgage insurance is directly covering the lien holder.
Right.
But just imagine the situation like if the bread earner,
Yes.
the person who is buying the home,
Right.
is just stepping out of the life. So who will take care of the home? Who will
Right.
protect your mortgage?
Right.
You want to see that your children, whom you want to give everything,
Right.
like I am doing, everyone must be thinking the same,
Yeah.
right? Are they coming on the road?
Right.
Are they struggling to make the ends meet?
Right.
So they should have the protection for their mortgage.
And
So
that's
that
why they
if
call the
something
life
goes-
insurance.
That is called life insurance.
And that's why, I love that. Like when you, the reason I got connected more with you when I got my own life insurance, which I was ignoring it for a long time. And then I said, already covered by my employers and other things because I'm the member of this board. And then you look into that and say, let's review it, like what's covered and not. And you sat down with me and you spent quite amount of time asking me those questions and making sure that what's my coverage is going to be, what's a lifestyle you want my kids or my spouse to
have the same lifestyle,
same style,
even
and
if you are there or not there.
That's great, right? And
that's important because
yeah,
it will give you the replacement income.
correct.
Like in Canada, most of the time, husband, wives working to making the ends meet,
Right.
to earn the money.
Yeah, and the biggest asset, like what we're doing is like your mortgage and what your house value. So when you give me that example, like how much coverage I should get, and you look into all that stuff, like in my asset, my lifestyle, and all that stuff, and that's what you put together, that you should have this much coverage.
Yeah,
Right.
that's very important. And at the same time, here I will come to estate planning as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We already did one episode with our estate planner, and like how many people get involved in that stuff. Like it was mind-boggling. But yeah, absolutely, you're right. That's important. Having that plan, having that protection, being proactive is the most important thing in
Yeah,
any
you
way
can
in
plan
life,
so
right?
many
So,
things,
yes,
but if you don't have life insurance, that is your useless.
exactly.
Because everyone needs money to give you an advice.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, your children need money to eat, to go
Right.
to university, to
Right.
study. For that, life insurance is the only way of protecting yourself.
Right. Yeah, it's there's a lot of misconception. Maybe we can do another episode about the life
I think-
insurance and stuff as well. Focusing on the real estate, focusing on the property maintenance, as well as like an insurance. What should do or what should not do, how you can save on premiums, and what not to do, and try to save premiums as well. So thank you for watching. This was the one of the insight from the insurance broker, Mr. Anil Sud, regarding home insurance and liability insurance. Keep watching. If you haven't subscribed our channel yet, go to YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify, and keep commenting or sending us suggestions like what other topics would you like to hear. Thank you for watching Real Estate Wisdom Podcast. Bye for now.
Bye.
Disclaimer: the information provided in this podcast is for informational purpose only and should not be considered as financial or investment advice. Consult with your professional before making any real estate decisions.